Hi guys, Shelli, Pelly, Annie Parker Confidential. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Let's talk holiday glam. Okay, I want to share with you today 10 of my own little personal beauty tips. These are 10 things that I always do before we're going to a fun holiday party so that I look and feel my absolute best. What woman doesn't want to walk into a room and just feel like she is radiant and glamorous and glowing? All right, so stick around and let's start with number 1. I start preparing the day before the party. If the party is Saturday night, Friday morning is when I start implementing these 10 things. Okay, so the first thing I do before I start getting ready on a Friday, I do these CREST white strips. I don't know if you've done them before. I do have my teeth professionally whitened every couple years, but in the interim, I use these a lot and I like them. This particular one has 2 1-hour express treatments in it. So I simply use one of the express treatments, I stick it in my mouth, I hop in the shower, and then I exfoliate my body and my face. I am going to do self-tanner because I live in Southern California. I usually like to wear something that shows my shoulders or my legs or my arms. So I like to have a little bump of color. I exfoliate my body in the morning, and the reason that I do that is this. I'm going to apply my self-tanner in the evening. Most exfoliators have a moisturizer in them. That's why they feel good. They exfoliate your skin. They get off all the dead skin cells, all the ickiness, but they have a little bit of a moisturizer so that your skin feels good. If you put on a self-tanner right after you exfoliate, your self-tanner isn't going to go on as evenly. That's what I have found. So I exfoliate my entire body and my face. I use a separate exfoliator for that in the shower. Oh, let me first share, because I know you'll ask. You can use any exfoliator that you like. Everybody has their favorite. I use the Joe Malone. I've been using it for a little while just because it smells good. It has a lot of moisturizing properties in it. It is kind of expensive, so I don't know if I'd buy it again, but it is nice. I do like it. That's what I use. After I've exfoliated, of course, I just apply my normal nourishing cream. I use for my face, you guys, I have to share this with you. I used to use like a ton of like very expensive creams and moisturizers. I started using this Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I don't know if you follow Dr. Dre. She's a dermatologist on YouTube that I just really love because she's just kind of no bullshit, no nonsense, and I appreciate that. She recommended this and I tried it because I figured big deal. It's like 10 bucks, whatever it is. The best investment ever. It is literally like pumping water into your skin. But I digress. This is what I use. The fourth thing that I always do and that you want to do, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Now, I have a really difficult time hydrating, but you want to make sure that you're getting a lot of water into your body. One, it's good for your skin. It'll help to plump up your skin. Of course, this is kind of a lifestyle thing. You've got to do it all the time, but it's very helpful, especially the day before, to really start hydrating. I try to get 64 ounces in and hydrating the next day. 1, it'll freshen your skin. 2, it kind of helps to flush everything out. And then 3, especially hydrating on the day of, if you're going to have a cocktail, and I'm sure you are. So I do this all day Friday and I'll do it all day Saturday before we go out. I take my Friday evening shower. After that is when I apply my self-tanner cream. I don't want a ton of color because it's the middle of winter, but a nice little bump of color I particularly like because it kind of makes you look a little more toned. You can see that I did it last night. And the tanning cream that I particularly like is called Beauty by Earth, but it's not super aggressive. It just kind of gives you a light bump of color. And what I particularly like about this particular brand is that it isn't drying. I used to use Saint-Tropez, that mousse, and it gave a really beautiful color, but it made my skin really dry and it made it look really wrinkly and crepey, and I mean, who wants that? So I use this on my body, and then on my face, I use the Coola Gradual Self Tanner. This isn't going to tan your face because I think that looks a little aggressive. It just gives it an ever so slight bump, so it blends nicely with the rest of my body, and it's specifically for your face. So that's what I do the night before. The next day, I continue to hydrate, and then I do one other treatment of the CREST white strips so that my teeth are nice and pearly white. And then as I'm getting ready for the party, I take my shower and I'm going to do my makeup. I always use a primer on my face. It helps the makeup to go on much more evenly. This particular one that I use is MAC Strobe Cream, and it gives your face a little bit of a luminescence. If I'm going to be wearing a dress like this where you're showing your, your chest, I always wipe off the remnants across my chest to even it out. So I have like a little bit of redness normally that you can't see because I put the foundation on. So I just like to drag it down my neck and wipe it off on my chest so that it gives it a nice even tone to it. Then I always put on a little bit of a bronzer. So even though I gave a bump of color to my face with the Coola Self Tanner, a little bronzer just gives your face a little bit of a glowy warmth because you can put it in specific areas. So I always drag it right across my forehead just a little bit, and it gives it a slight shimmer and a little bit of warmth. And I put it underneath my cheek and a little bit on the sides, and I might wipe it off a little bit on my chest. So I just use a little bit of bronzer like that. Then we do the strobing. Let me show you. Strobing or highlighting, it's just a way to give your face a little bit more of a glow. So I'm using this Becca, and I'm using just a little bit of the white right here, and I'm taking a brush with a little bit of a point on it. And I'll just put a little bit, I can't see, put a little bit in the very tip corner of my eye. So you might be able to see it. And a little bit in this corner, just a little bit. Trick is not to have a cocktail while you are doing this. I've done that before, and then I got way too aggressive with the highlighter, and it was a hot mess. So I put a little bit in the corner of my eye, okay? Then what I'm going to do, I want to put some on my cheekbones and my nose. For my skin tone, it's a little bit of a pinky shimmery color, and I'm using a fan brush. Drag a little bit, and then I'm just gonna put it right here on the top of my cheekbones. I'm not gonna put it on the apples. I'm just gonna put it right on the top of my cheekbones. A little bit on the top of my cheekbones here. You just want so that the light hits it. There, you can kind of see it. You just want it so the light hits it, not like you look like a snow globe. And I've done that before because I can be all extra about things. And I had a cocktail while I was getting ready and the pictures turned out funny. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little along the bridge of my nose, just a little, and on the tip of my nose. And again, be really careful with this because you can look like you got hit with a snow globe. Hopefully you can see it on camera. The last thing that I do is I do a little bit of body highlighting. If you're showing your shoulders or your collarbone, this is what you want to do. Now you can use any illuminator that you like. I have been using Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel in Sunkissed for a very long time. It's one of my favorite brands, and I've done it already. You can probably see. So if you see this glowing and along the tops of my collarbones, a little bit on my chest, and kind of along my arms, really any place that the light will hit is where I have put this. So it's just liquid, and I'll take a little bit and I'll just rub it nicely onto my shoulders. You want to make sure that you blend it. So when you've put it on, step back and kind of turn your body a little bit because you may see a demarcation line. So you have to be careful and make sure that you blend it nicely. So I just put it along my collarbone, along the tops and the sides of my shoulders, a little bit on my shoulder blades, anywhere that the light would naturally hit your body. And it just gives you that little special holiday glow. And then the last thing that I do is I just set my makeup with a makeup setting spray. This is Skindinavia. I've also used All Nighter, which is really good. This just kind of helps to set your makeup. Be careful that you just give it a light spritz because again, I can be all extra about things. And so I did it really hard one time and my face kind of melted off. So just put it like maybe 12 inches from your face. Let it dry. And you're done. Fluff your hair, grab your handbag, and have an amazing, beautiful, glamorous night. Okay guys, if you have any questions, please be sure to ask me. I always love hearing from you. Or if you want to share any beauty tips that you personally have, we'd love to hear from you below. All right, for all things wellness, style, beauty, fitness, and healthy living, subscribe to my channel, visit me on the blog at aparkerconfidential.com, and I'll see you on the blog. Happy holidays, everybody.